Anong gagawin ko? Susumbong ko ba siya? Or am I going to do something loving? It's a struggle. It's not an easy thing. Bakit? Tolerate ko ba? Pinupopyahan niya ako or nagkaan lang kami? You can struggle to God. Am I going to do right or am I going to do what's loving? And you are always going to face that as students. Every day. Kung minsan, paglabas mo pa lang dito, may choice ka na. Am I going to do what's right or am I going to do what's loving? And you're going to have to decide on that. And the word mercy will come to you as a reminder that are you now going to be a manifestation of God's breakpoint where you are going to help somebody move forward and win or be better, or are you going to lead them towards a breaking point? Karamihan ng mga estudyante na may problema, usually hindi naman dahil yung problema nila nandoon sa harap nila, kundi may malalim na pinagbubuhutan. Okay? Kung minsan may problema ang mga estudyante, kung saan sila galing, sa pamilya, sa mga kapatid, sa mga mahal sa buhay. Kung minsan pati yung mga kaaway nila. How many of you here experience bullying? Don't raise your hand. How many of you know people who are bullied? Raise your hand if you know people who are being bullied. We know that. We see that. But what do you do? Do you do what's right or do you do what's loving? It's a struggle, right? It's a struggle. Always a struggle. When Jesus went to the well and the woman was there, why was the woman all by herself in the well? Because she was going during the middle of the day, not during and this was of course in the desert. You know, so as a desierto, mainit. But the woman chooses to go to the well. You know why? During the middle of the day, because there's no other people there. Yung mga babae, yung mga kumuha ng tubig, maaga sila kumuha, naglalabas sila doon, tapos sila dahil mainit na uwi na sila. So dahil ayaw ko itong babae makipag-invento doon sa mga ibang mga chismoso o chismosa ng mga tao, pumunta siya sa well by herself. That's where she goes. And why was she afraid of gossip? Why was she afraid of gossip? Because she was going to be a hotbed of gossip. Because she was doing something that the whole community did not approve of. Right? She was not only married to one, or two, or three. He was married in quotation, in several forms. And Jesus went to her and talked to her. And so nagulat siya mismo, sabi niya, why are you talking to me? So at that situation, was Jesus doing the right thing or was Jesus doing the loving thing? Right? He was not doing the right thing. He was doing the loving thing. Because he knew who this woman was. He understood what the woman was doing. Yet Jesus, in all his mercy, there's that word again, in all of God's mercy through Jesus, he said to the woman, go, you are forgiven. At the end of this story, of this encounter with this woman, Jesus forgave the woman. The woman received mercy that she would not receive from her community. So was Jesus loving or was Jesus doing the right thing? See, ang hirap nun. And that sometimes that's what Jesus calls us to do. That classmate of mine who pulled my paper during the time that we were having an exam because I knew he went drinking that night. They had a party and did not study. The following week, I said to myself, am I going to keep away from this, which is the right thing to do, or am I just even going to be a better friend and continue to study with this person? What is the loving way? What was the loving response in that situation? A lawyer tayo dito, I'm sure if I bati yung authority ng susunod siya rin siguro, what is the right way? What is the loving way? And sometimes that's always a challenge. Because what God asks us to do is sometimes is not always what is practical in our minds. Niloko ka na, tatay, bakit tabarin mo pa? Binigyan mo pa ng bigas. Right? Ano yung ginagawa mo, tatay? Bakit yung ginagawa yun? And yet, at the end of the day, you realize that is an instrument. That is a way by which God's instrument can be used through you. You as an instrument by which you can love other people. Alam niyo, marami sa atin nasa breakpoint ngayon. Yung iba rin, marami natin nasa breaking point. The person next to you may get a breaking point. You don't know that. You may have come here, not sure. Yeah, may libreng pakain. Yeah, masarap daw. Level up na ngayon ng SR. Dati juice at saka walang bread. It's true. But could this be an opportunity of not just coming for the right reasons to feed our body, but there was a loving reason as to why you are here? And I want to challenge you to dig deep. Dig deep and ask, was I brought here for a purpose that is loving and not just being at the right place at the right time? Sino yung singer natin kanina? Hindi mo nakita ko sino yung sabi. You are here because God placed you here. We are here for a purpose, right? That is so true. But it's up to us to view that and to find it and really realize what is the real reason behind that. And know the character of God, that God's mercy are new every morning. And don't take morning as literal. God's mercies are new every morning can be a metaphor. It can be just a 2 minutes suddenly. It's a whole new day for you. Because you receive a text message that already answered some of your prayers. That already gave something new to what you were asking for, or worried about. Can you go to the last slide, Nathan? Nathan?
Last slide.
Tulog na si Nathan.
Last slide.
Ayun. This is one of my favorite verses. If not one of my most important verses in my life. If you're going to ask me to preach anytime, any moment, this is what I will preach to you about. That in Romans 12:12 it says that we should be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. This has grace written all over it. That when we are hopeful, it should be with joy. Lamang ako kasi kasama ko joy. Yeah, joyful in hope, but also to be patient in affliction, to not give up, and then lastly, to be faithful in prayer. Sa ibang version sabi, to be fervent in prayer, to be constant in prayer, to be always in prayer. And that's one of the things I want to leave with you today, that when you are going to head back to your schools, to your dorms, to your homes, please take prayer as a discipline to use when you are at that breakpoint. Whether you're about to succeed or you're also at the breaking point where you are about to lose whatever direction you are going to see. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to call the band now to play, to get ready with their song. But I want us to say this as they are coming up. I want us to stand up and say this together in our words as a chant. Let's say it together until I pray that you will use this verse often with you. Together, let us read. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Let's do it again. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Now let's close our eyes and say it. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. One more time. Close your eyes. Be joyful in hope, patient. I can't hear you guys here. Say it again. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Take joy with you. Don't come to church just because you are coming to church. Because you were told to come to church. Make it your choice. Whether you are having a burden or you want to come to joy. And as the band sang earlier, God will turn those things that were designed for evil and turn them